Coming up on Nittany Game Week.
We are Penn State.
I didn't expect all these people to show out with the rain coming down, so that was pretty cool.
A little wet weather can't dampen the spirits of PSU fans that want a first look at Coach Matt Campbell and his new players, what the team is able to accomplish in their first spring season together.
He goes, when you get that call with that area code, you know it's going to be us.
The Ravens follow through on their promise and select offensive lineman Venga Ioane in the first round of the NFL Draft. The 8 PSU players that hear their name called in Pittsburgh, and the emotional reaction from one of the undrafted free agents about his post-draft experience.
Everything. They've done everything. I wouldn't be where I am, have this title without them.
And she's a freshman sensation for the women's lacrosse team. Why Raquette Allen is the obvious choice for an important Big Ten award. This is Nittany Game Week. Hello everyone and welcome to Nittany Game Week. I'm Todd Sadowski alongside Ryan Yee. Football takes center stage the final week of April with the blue-white practice and NFL Draft.
Yeah, with 8 former Nittany Lions hearing their names called over the 3 days in Pittsburgh, including a few that will stick pretty close to Happy Valley.
Before we discuss the draftees, fans get a look at the current PSU team at the blue-white practice. Nittany Game Week's Lauren Bradford wraps up a wet but fun-filled day for the players and fans.
Welcome into Penn State's blue and white spring practice.
The last 16, 17 weeks, there's a lot of change. And to have the ability to, I think, really come together, feel like we had the ability to get a base offense and a base defense, really understand what we are and evaluate our football team. I think all those things are what we feel very confident about ourselves. I thought a really positive 15 spring practices.
While the weather is just about as bad as it looks, Nittany Lion faithful still made an appearance at Penn State's blue-white practice.
This is Penn State. Rain or sunshine, it doesn't matter. It's just about being back to Penn State and cheering on the new heir, Matt Campbell.
Even though it's gray, we got to show up and show out.
Their dedication giving the new faces of Penn State football a first-hand look at the passion of this fan base.
We are Penn State. We are Penn State.
You know, I didn't expect all these people to show out with the rain coming down, so that was pretty cool. The Spirit Walk was awesome, and then getting into the stadium for the first time to see actual fans in here. I know it's not full, but appreciate all those people coming out, in the downpouring rain. So that just shows what type of fan base these people are, and so I'm excited for when it's 110,000.
I didn't even expect this many people to come out with the weather they had, and some of the Penn State guys were like, "You should see it when it's like 75 and sunny. How many people come out?" But the first time with fans, really makes you miss the season a little bit. Ready to go for when the fall comes.
Fans are just as excited for what's ahead. A new era under head coach Matt Campbell.
I'm very optimistic. Change is a good thing. I think Matt knows what he's doing, and I think the guys are going to rally behind him, and I think we're in for a good year this year.
I'm hoping that we won't have any upsetting whiteout losses anymore. I've been here for 3 years, and 3 years losing to Ohio State has not been good. I'm hoping I get to see at least one win before I graduate.
Vegas got us 9.5. I could see us easily 1-10 being in the playoff. It could be a hell of a year. I can't wait.
High hopes and lofty goals from a fan base that demands excellence. Coach Campbell knows what's expected and what it'll take.
The storm's coming. We're going to have adversity. And the key to our success are we together enough to be able to fight through hard. And I think those are great growth opportunities for us that we'll just have to continue to pound through as we work through the rest of the summer and certainly fall camp.
Spring is now officially in the books as the Nittany Lions turn the page toward fall.
To new era at Penn State.
Let's go. I got to get my toe. Let's go.
Thank you very much, Lauren. We go from the current guys to the former ones that can now pursue their NFL dreams.
8 PSU players hear their name during the 3 days of the draft, with the majority of them taken on the final day. As expected, offensive lineman Venga Ioane is the first Penn State player taken off the board. The Ravens show a bunch of interest in the pre-draft process and then follow up when they select Ioane with the 14th overall choice in round number 1.
I was talking to EDC before I left, and he goes, like right before I'm walking out the building, he goes, when you get that call with that area code, you know it's going to be us. My phone's sitting there, I see the area code pop up. I just felt a whole, feeling of relief. Everything just flushed out, and I relaxed a little bit, knowing that that moment was everything that I've been working for. I got the call, answered it. I said, "What's up, big dog? We're ready to go," things like that. But I'm real happy that I'm here now.
Ioane is excited to block for Lamar Jackson, and Derrick Henry expect him to make an immediate impact in Baltimore. The next guy to go is quarterback Drew Aller. It's the Steelers that take him with the 76th overall choice. Suits up for a team that's in the middle of his Ohio hometown and college team in State College. Aller told the Steelers' Missy Matthews that his visit with Mike McCarthy and his staff was one of the tougher ones, but also more fun than the others. And he says he was able to watch more of his Penn State film with them.
Whether it was this past year or really junior or sophomore year starting. So that was cool, kind of getting more in depth about football and kind of how I see the game and how, I've been taught the game.
The pick draws mixed reactions from Steelers fans and analysts around the league. Everyone knows he has the physical tools. Interesting to see if he makes a successful transition to the NFL. Everyone else is taken on day 3 in rounds 4 through 7. Half a dozen Penn State players get the call on Saturday. That includes offensive lineman Drew Shelton. Big D heads to Big D as the Cowboys take him with the 112th overall selection. Green Bay gets a good one with Nittany. Dennis Sutton set to join the Packers. He can be a difference maker along the line of scrimmage at Lambeau Field. Dennis Sutton impressed a lot of NFL personnel with his willingness to play and his performance in the Pinstripe Bowl against Clemson. Well, the depth of the team shows up in the later rounds, Ryan.
Yeah, following Dennis Sutton, Penn State continues to leave its mark on day 3 of the NFL draft with 4 more names. In round 5, Zachy Wheatley is taken 151st overall to Carolina, who traded up to get the safety. The 2-year starter with Penn State had 6 interceptions with the Nittany Lions, and in 2024 was named the Fiesta Bowl's defensive MVP. He now joins a Panthers secondary that also includes former Penn Stater Nick Scott. And now come the Penn State running backs. The first to go off the board is Penn State's all-purpose yards leader, Nick Singleton, drafted 165th overall by the Tennessee Titans. His 5,586 all-purpose yards over his 4 years is the most ever by a Penn Stater. Now brings that talent down south to Nashville. And before we get to the other Penn State running back, Singleton is joined in the 5th round by defensive tackle Zane Durant, selected 181st overall to the Bills, who is in need of a beefing up of that defense. They can feel that Durant will certainly help that, highlighted by his 89 tackles and 10 sacks during his 4 years at State College. Then, in the 6th round, running back Katron Allen goes to the Commanders at the 187th overall pick. Penn State's all-time leading rusher at 4,180 yards now joins newly signed Rashad White and Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt in the nation's capital. So from the top down, no short of Penn State representation in this year's NFL Draft Talk.
Cannot wait to follow along to see how they fare on Sunday afternoons. Well, big week for the men's lacrosse team as they head to Piscataway for their semifinal matchup with Maryland in the Big Ten tournament.
Inside roll, Aquino. He scores.
You can't give the talented sophomore Hunter Aquino this much space to roll inside. He'll burn you every time. Aquino gets a hat trick with 3 goals against the Terps. A close defensive game all the way. Freshman goalie Preston Hawkins, rock solid in net, snags this laser beam to keep it 2-1 in the second quarter. Move to the third, and the defense contributes on offense. Will Costin sprints in. No one covers him, so he winds up with the long stick and fires it home. His second goal of the season extends the lead back to 2. And anytime a D-man adds some offense, it's a big spark. The Lions stay locked in down the stretch. Maryland pulls within 1 until Andrew Beard adds some insurance, goes up close and personal for his goal. 8-6 Penn State. They run out the clock for their second victory over the Terrapins this season. They advance to face Johns Hopkins in the championship at Rutgers.
On the women's side, the Nittany Lions are anxiously awaiting their fate this weekend with the NCAA Women's Lacrosse Selection Show being held this Sunday. Penn State is nearly a lock to return to the NCAA tournament after missing the postseason last year. The team, led by Big Ten Freshman of the Year Rockette Allen, has grown throughout the season. And although they were a one and done in their conference tournament, they're ready to put the work in to make a run at it in the NCAAs.
I mean, we've all just grown together, honestly. We go through the hard together, we go through adversity together, we go through the good, the bad, and win and loss. So I just think done it together, each one of us, and I think we even work harder now because it's the tournament, so but even harder than we've done before.
The selection show airs at 9 p.m. on Sunday, where the team will learn their fate with the NCAA tournament opening next Friday, May 8th. When we come back, of course, there's more than one path to the NFL. A handful of guys sign with teams as undrafted free agents. What the moment means to linebacker Dom DeLuca. More Nittany Game Week is on the way.
The opening drive is sponsored by R&R Express. Every shipment moved contributes to autism research and inclusion through the Excel Foundation. Nittany Game Week is brought to you by West Shore Home, official partner of Penn State football.
And welcome back to Nittany Game Week. The NFL Draft is not the only path for a player to achieve their NFL dream. Add former Penn State linebacker Dom DeLuca to the list of undrafted free agents. He watches and waits, but never hears his name called. As you can imagine, DeLuca can't mask the disappointment. Then, not long after the draft ends, his phone rings. Surrounded by family and friends, DeLuca gets the call from the Baltimore Ravens, who want to sign him, and his chance at playing in the NFL is back in play.
We had like a couple different teams that had an opportunity that I could have went to, and Ravens was the one that came through at the end, and I'm happy that it was the Ravens. It's crazy. Never thought I'd be wearing a Ravens hat to this day, so it's still really cool, and I'm excited to get to work.
DeLuca is familiar with battling adversity. He walked on at Penn State, finished his career as a team captain. His never quit mentality has him ready to prove his worth in the NFL.
Falling in love with the process of reaching that end goal is what we really talked about at Penn State, and I feel like that helped me a lot. And just taking advantage of every opportunity that comes your way, whether it's on special teams or defense or offense, just doing whatever the coaches ask for you and build that trust.
DeLuca begins his NFL journey at Ravens rookie minicamp this weekend.
We now head on over to the Diamond. To say the college baseball season is a long and grueling one may be an understatement. And while most spring sports have either finished or are into playoffs, Penn State's baseball is still in the thick of their home stretch of their season. It is make it or break it time for the Nittany Lions as they head into their final 3 regular season conference series. Currently sitting tied for last place in the Big Ten standings, Penn State has to jump 5 teams just to make the Big Ten tournament. While it's a goal that's still within reach, the team knows it'll take everything they have.
I can tell you the boys back here all know and feel really confident. You know, we get in this tournament, we're going to have a chance to win that thing. But we've left ourselves a little bit of a tough road to hoe as far as these last 3 weekends. So the boys are working hard, confident, and excited about 3 weeks of playoff baseball.
I think every single game is Game 7. We got nothing to lose, a whole lot to gain. It's all out there in front of us, and it's for us to go take it.
The Nittany Lions will look to get out on the right foot this weekend with a home series against Minnesota. Up next, our Impact interview. Lauren Bradford catches up with the new field hockey head coach, Hannah Prince. They discuss her vision for the program and how to harness the immense talent in Penn State's backyard. Nittany Game Week returns after this.
Impact Interview is sponsored by the Pocono Mountains, where small-town charm meets big adventures. Book your trip today by visiting PoconoMountains.com.
We're back on Nittany Game Week. Time for our Impact interview. Lauren Bradford catches up with the new field hockey coach. She talks with Hannah Prince about her vision for the program and how to leverage the incredible talent pool in the Keystone State.
Well, I saw the job was posted in December, and I instantly was excited and interested because it's a university and athletic department that I've always admired, and being in the Big Ten, being in Pennsylvania, which is really the heart of field hockey, you know, was just an opportunity that I was very excited about exploring, and very privileged and excited to be in this seat right now.
What drew you to this job?
The pride for this university is so special, and the alumni base and just the way that the community rallies around the university is unlike anything I've experienced, and honestly is something that blows me away every day, you know, with connections I've made so far with people that are just really excited about the university, but specifically our program and the direction that we're headed.
You've gotten a couple practices in, had some games, and how crucial is that for you to kind of get your your, holdings, your bearings as a head coach?
It's all just been kind of building blocks for what we're trying to do here. And I really enjoyed how open and receptive the team has been. They've been a joy to coach. They've been working their butts off, which is excellent, but it's also really been enjoyable to see their growth in a short period of time. And I know we're going to continue on that trajectory.
What has it been like for you coming into this roster, seeing, the different pieces that are in place already, seeing what you may need to add going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a really strong core group, and I think that they have really clear vision for what they want to do. I think that they're excited about setting really high expectations for the fall. We focused on the spring, but now that spring is over, it's time to refocus and set goals for the fall. And I think that our core group has a clear vision for what they want to do, and I love being able to support them in that. I always tell them, I'm not the one between the lines, it's you guys. I can want it, but you have to want it. And I truly believe that they do, and they're willing to put the work in to get there. So I'm really excited about some of the leaders within the group.
What has been the biggest thing that you wanted to come in and implement? Obviously, the team's coming off of 3 right around 500 seasons. You've had a lot of success at St. Joe's. What are your biggest priorities coming into this program?
Yeah, I think the first thing was strengthening the culture, and the girls are incredibly close and they love each other and they're so supportive of each other. So it wasn't a matter of having to, work on any of the camaraderie within the group, the support for each other. It's more the culture in terms of how we hold each other accountable, how we hold ourselves accountable. So that word is used a lot because I think for us to take a step in performance, we within our culture have to be able to demand from ourselves more, but then also be willing to do that to each other in a constructive, respectful way that's going to, always have in the back of our mind those goals.
You're heading into Big Ten, obviously a lot of big names within the Big Ten. How do you kind of prepare to kind of take on the gauntlet that is so many strong teams in that conference?
Yeah, I mean, I am very excited about it, honestly. I think the Big Ten is clearly one of the best, if not the best conference in the country from year to year. And, with powerhouses like Northwestern and Maryland and, even Rutgers, and there is great competition for us, and that is exciting because it allows us to play against the best teams, and I believe that will prepare us for our ultimate goals, which go into postseason. So I think that it's gonna increase our physicality. Our fitness needs to be super high in order to, again, play that full 60 minutes. The overtime structure shifting, but still being able to be at our best and, be ready to not just match what the other teams are coming at us with, but surpass it.
Talking kind of about your coaching philosophy, your recruiting philosophy, being in Pennsylvania is kind of Pennsylvania. Do you want to kind of keep that homegrown talent in the state, in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that is a huge priority for us. June 15th is our contact date for the 2028 class, and we could not be more excited. We meet about it all the time as a staff just to make sure that we're really, kind of targeting the top talent within Pennsylvania, within the country as well, but specifically, like you mentioned, it is a hotbed here, and we want to keep the best kids here and coming to Penn State. So,
just kind of overall, holistically, what is your vision for this program going forward?
Yeah, I mean, my vision is that we get back in the championship territory. We're winning Big Ten championships. I want us to be contenders in the Final Four and at the national championship level. So, while I know that that's, of course, everyone's goal, I understand what it takes to get there with my experiences in the past at some great institutions. And, we work at it every single day. And there's, really a clear vision that I feel that my staff and this team moving forward are going to be very dedicated to achieving those goals.
Thanks to Coach and Lauren for the time. Look for big things from the field hockey program. Make sure to go to NittanyGameWeek.com for all of our Impact interviews, along with other web-exclusive content. Don't go anywhere. Still to come, an update on the renovations at West Shore home field at Beaver Stadium, plus a shout-out to some Penn State athletes in our Dean's List. We're heading into the final minutes on Nittany Game Week.
Nittany Game Week is brought to you by West Shore Home, official partner of Penn State football.
Welcome back to Nittany Game Week. The blue-white practice at West Shore Home Field at Beaver Stadium got our football chops going. A question, though, many people still have: how are those renovations coming along? Expansion continues on that west side as the area was closed off to fans during the blue-white practice. The framework of what will be that modernized west side beginning to go up. The $700 million renovation is still on track to be completed before the start of the 2027 season as Phase 2 of the renovation continues here in 2026. It is time to honor some Penn State standout athletes in this week's Nittany Game Week's Dean's List. We start with women's golf, where we love to see athletes recognized for their play that extends beyond just the competition. Mara King selected as a Big Ten Sportsmanship Award honoree. In softball, outfielder Brianna Hannock earned her first Big Ten Weekly accolade of her collegiate career, named the Freshman of the Week following a stretch that included a whopping .538 batting average, 7 hits, and 5 runs scored in the series sweep of Illinois. Talk about an all-around player, though. She also has the 4th most stolen bases in all of the Big Ten with 15. And last but certainly not least, in women's lacrosse, you saw her before earlier in the show. To cap off what was an incredible season, Roquette Allen is your Big Ten Freshman of the Year. 45 goals, 22 assists, leading all Big Ten freshmen in 2026. 6 Freshman of the Week honors, the most ever in program history. She is the 4th Penn Stater to have earned the honor. Congrats to this week's Dean's List honorees.
We are bringing PSU fans and alumni together with our Nittany Connect network at NittanyGameWeek.com. The idea is to partner with businesses that support the show and let our viewers know about their great products and professional services. You know where to go for one-stop Nittany Game Week shopping. It's NittanyGameWeek.com has all of our web-exclusive content, airtimes for all of our network of stations, previous episodes, and your Impact interviews.
And while you're visiting the website, make sure to submit your tailgating and game picks from the game. We always finish with some pride picks.
So make sure to show us your spirit. For Ryan, I'm Todd. Thanks so much for watching Nittany Game Week. We'll see you next time.